A Founding Father, Thomas Jefferson. The Founding Fathers of the United States were the important men who helped create an organized government. These men supported the American Revolution in order to gain freedom from British rule. They signed the Declaration of Independence and had important roles in the development of the United States Constitution. Well-known Founding Fathers are George Washington, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson is sometimes called the man of the people. He was a thoughtful public servant who played a key role in the birth of the new nation. Jefferson's beliefs in freedom and justice for all continues to impact America today. Growing up in Virginia. Thomas Jefferson was born in 1743 in the state of Virginia. As a young child, he enjoyed reading books and playing in the woods with his brothers and sisters. Jefferson's parents owned a plantation and were able to provide a quality education for their children. At the age of 9, Thomas began his formal education. He learned 3 languages, Greek, Latin, and French, and studied math, science, philosophy, and literature. Jefferson was a good student. When he was 16 years old, he enrolled in the College of William and Mary, where he read and studied law. At the age of 24, Jefferson became one of the nation's most knowledgeable and respected lawyers. Jefferson married Martha Skelton in 1772. They lived on their Virginia plantation, which Jefferson named Monticello. Politics and leadership. Thomas Jefferson became interested in political issues when he worked as a lawyer. During the early 1770s, many people living in America were unhappy because they believed that they were being ruled unfairly by the King of England. Jefferson wrote a paper opposing British rule in 1774. He was recognized for this paper and soon joined other Americans to argue against British control. In 1774, representatives from 12 of the 13 American colonies met to organize themselves against the British government. These representatives were known as the First Continental Congress. Although this group made progress, they agreed to meet the next year to finalize their plans for freedom. Thomas Jefferson was appointed to the Second Continental Congress. The Second Continental Congress assigned Thomas Jefferson and a group of 4 men the task of writing a Declaration of Independence. The group of 4 asked Thomas Jefferson to author the document because of his superior writing skills. Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence and defended it to the members of the Second Continental Congress. The language of the document was clear and concise and revealed Jefferson's values and beliefs. His words stressed the importance of human rights and included the ideas that all men are created equal and have the right to govern themselves. The members of the Second Continental Congress ratified the declaration by adding their signatures. These representatives from the original colonies declared their independence from Britain on July 4, 1776. The Revolutionary War. The Revolutionary War began in 1775. During the war, Thomas Jefferson was elected governor of Virginia and served 2 years. The capital city of Richmond and much of Virginia were seized by the British. Jefferson and his family were forced to leave their home in Monticello. They returned in 1782. Soon after, Jefferson's wife died. He was saddened and spent a great deal of time writing. The new government. The Revolutionary War ended in 1783 with the signing of a peace treaty. From 1785 until 1788, Jefferson served as America's minister to France. He corresponded with members of the Constitutional Convention while the new government was being created. Jefferson supported the adoption of the United States Constitution and strongly supported the need for a Bill of Rights for the people. Thomas Jefferson was the first United States Secretary of State, serving with President George Washington. He later served as vice president with second president of the United States, John Adams. Jefferson became the third president of the United States in 1804. In these positions, Jefferson's influence was important in establishing the government for the newly formed country. President of the United States. President Thomas Jefferson lived a simple life. He entertained guests at the White House, but often greeted them dressed in homemade clothing and slippers. Jefferson gave only 2 public speeches during his whole presidency, although he would sometimes write for 10 hours in one day. Due to the death of his wife, Jefferson relied on the wife of Secretary of State Madison to be the White House hostess. Her name was Dolly Madison. While Jefferson was president, he negotiated the Louisiana Purchase, which doubled the size of the United States. Jefferson supported the Lewis and Clark expeditions that led to further development of land in the western part of the United States. He encouraged the development of a free public school system. Jefferson thought education would help students become leaders in the nation. He was a strong president whose values and beliefs guided his actions. Life after the presidency. After serving 2 terms as president, Jefferson retired to his home in Monticello, Virginia. He enjoyed the latter years of his life writing, inventing, and researching. At the age of 76, Jefferson founded the University of Virginia. He designed the buildings for the campus, developed the curriculum, and hired the teachers. Jefferson believed the opening of the university in 1825 to be one of his greatest accomplishments. Jefferson became ill in 1825 and was confined to his home. He continued to write letters and to write in his journal. By 1826, his health was so poor that he declined an invitation to travel to Washington to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. In the early morning hours of July 4, 1826, Thomas Jefferson took his last breath. How significant that he died on that special day when just 50 years before America had declared her freedom.